From Srimad Bhagavad Gita, from 9th chapter, 21st verse. 20. Sorry, 9.20. 9th chapter, text number 20. The verse is displayed on the screen. All can follow. Try vidya mam somapah putapah yagnair ishtva swargatim prartayante te punyam asadhya surendra lokam asnanti divyan divi deva bhogan traividyamam somapah puta papa yagnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamashadya surendra lokam asnanti divyan divi deva bhogan traividyamam somapah puta papa yagnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamashadya surendra lokam asnanti divyan divi deva bhogan traividyamam somapah puta papa yagnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamashadya surendra lokam asnanti divyan divi deva bhogan. Can recite. Traividyamam samoma papa puta papa yagnairištva swargatim prartayante yagnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam astam divyan divi deva bhogan traividyamam somapah papa puta yagnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam asnati divyan divi deva bhogan traividyamam somapah puta te punya papa surendra lokam. Someone like to recite? Wish to recite? Okay. Traividyamam somapah papa puta yagnairištva swargatim prartayante Okay, word to word meaning. Trividyaha, the knowers of the three Vedas. Mam, me. Somapa, drinkers of Soma juice. Puta, purified. Papaha, of sins. Yagnai, with sacrifices. Ishtva, worshipping. Swagatim, passage to heaven. Swartayante, pray for. Te, they. Punyam, pious. Asadhya, attaining. Sura Indra, of Indra. Lokam, the world. Asnanti, enjoy. Divyan, celestial. Divi, in heaven. Deva Bhogan, the pleasure of gods. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Purport. The word Trividyaha refers to the three Vedas, Sama, Yajura and Rigveda. A Brahmana who has studied these three Vedas is called a Trivedi. Anyone who is very much attached to the knowledge derived from these three Vedas is respected in society. Unfortunately, there are many great scholars of the Vedas who do not know the ultimate purport of studying them. Therefore, Krishna herein declares himself to be the ultimate goal for the Trivedis. Actual Trivedis take shelter under the lotus feet of the Krishna and engage in pure devotional service to satisfy the Lord. Devotional service begins with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra and side by side trying to understand Krishna in truth. Unfortunately, those who are simply official students of the Vedas become more interested in offering sacrifices to the different demigods like Indra and Chandra. By such endeavor, the worshippers of the different demigods are certainly purified of the contamination of the lower qualities of nature and thereby elevated to the higher planetary systems or the heavenly planets known as Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, etc. Once situated on those higher planetary systems, one can satisfy his senses hundreds of thousands of times better than on this planet. We'll chant invocation prayers. You all can try. Om Agnana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We are reading the very important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter. The title of this Bhagavad Gita chapter itself says the confidentiality, the real and secret message or knowledge, the most confidential knowledge. And previous verses we had seen who is Mahatma and what are the qualities of Mahatma. And today's verse, here it is mentioning the kinds of transcendentalists. The transcendentalists are higher than materialists. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Here in this verse is Tri Vidya. Tri means three. Three names, three Vidyas, three kinds of knowledge. Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, Gnana Kanda. The name itself says Karma Kanda. One does work, fruitive work, good work, pious work, and try to be happy. We generally see in our day-to-day life, we do something good for others, or we give some charity to others, or to the brahmanas, to different varieties of pious activities, and feel that if someone asks, Hare, why are you giving them charity? Then we say, it gives pious karma. By giving in charity, we'll become happy. This knowledge is a part of Vedas, Karma Kanda. Next is Upasana Kanda. The name Upasana means worship. Or we worship different demigods, or sometimes directly to the Supreme God, and try to become happy, or try to understand one step higher than this Karma Kanda. That is Upasana Kanda. And Gnana Kanda, where one accepts the Supreme Lord and still, without knowing who is Supreme Lord, or just understanding, yes, there is Supreme Lord, and they speculate on the futures of the Lord, how Lord look like, or what are the qualities, magnanimous qualities of the Supreme Lord. They speculate. Here, that's why in the purport also, Prabhupada mentions, one should understand, or one should understand Krishna in truth. So, not only knowing that Krishna is the Supreme God, and need to understand that, understand the magnanimity of the Lord, then only one can advance. All these Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda and Gnana Kanda are mentioned in the Vedas. And these Vedas also speaks about the ultimate goal, but in an indirect way. It majorly speaks about these three aspects, Tri-Veda, Tri-Vidya, these three knowledges. So generally we also see the many surnames are Divedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi. The title is given based on this, that a person once, Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Acharya, was mentioning, met a person and he said, Swamiji, I am from Trivedi title. I am from Trivedi. Then Prabhupada said, how many Vedas you read? He said, no Swamiji, I did not. So, the point we have to understand is, one should make an endeavor or take an effort to understand the Supreme Lord also. Until unless one try to understand the Supreme Lord, it is very difficult to understand the Supreme Lord. Just following the Vedas or the sacrificial methods only will not help us. So, like giving in charity or doing big sacrifices, this will help us to progress one step ahead of what our current position is to the Supreme Lord. But knowing fully or taking shelter firmly at the lotus feet of the Lord, one has to understand who is Supreme Lord, what is our relationship with Him. Then only it will help us. And in the verse, it's very Somapha Putapapa. Soma. So, very many nice words were given in this verse that Lord is trying to explain many qualities or many instructions He's emphasizing to take shelter of the Lord or to understand the Supreme Lord. Divideva Bhogan. Somapa Putapapa. Surendra Lokam. These are very nice terminologies Lord is mentioning. Everyone in this material world, the current world which we are living, everyone were trying to achieve success. Somehow or other, they want to be happy or they want to achieve something higher goal. So sometimes people also say, see, my father had 10 acres of land, 4 cars, 2 bungalows. So now I have to progress. Plus 10 plus acres of land, 2 plus bungalows. Like that people will generally calculate. मेरे पिताजी इतना किया तो मैं और कुछ तो करके दिखाना चाहिए ना? नहीं. Generally लोग ये सोचते हैं. But one has to understand those are temporary things. One can achieve higher planets by performing sacrifices, by giving in charity, donation. That leads to a pious credits where one leads to higher planets. Everyone know the 14 planetary systems. And Earth, we are living, Bhuloka is middle. And above, Bhuarloka, Swarloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, then Satyaloka. The above, more planetary systems. Now, what all happiness one is achieving or feeling in this, staying in this material world, when one transfers to the higher planetary systems, one gets much more happiness. And in fact, it is said that one cannot even calculate or understand the happiness one is getting in the higher planetary systems. So here in this verse that Krishna is saying that Surendra Loka. Surendra is the name of King Indra, another name of King Indra. Everyone wants, generally, everyone wants to go to heaven, Swargaloka. That is Surendra Loka. Why? You see? If we go there, there is no boss, no professor, no assignments, no projects, no work. We'll be very happy just drinking soma juice and looking at the dance Apsaras perform and enjoy. There's no workload, no month end, no March, no financial end, no submissions. After that, no project. What everyone are looking for now, what is my hike? How much hike I may be getting? 20% hike, 30%, 40%. In fact, everyone looks for that. Now everyone looks like that only and thinks, okay, I achieved 40% hike. Okay, let me see, or let me jump to other, let me shift myself to other company. Like that, the people in general tries to go to Swargaloka, all the heavenly planets, upper planetary systems, just for this enjoyment. But unfortunately, they don't understand or realize the lifespan of the higher planetary systems is also 100 years. But that calculation of 100 years is different. But the four things which generally we ignore or we postpone to understand or we just skip it, just let me enjoy, let me discuss difficulties later, just we skip. Those are Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Birth, death, old age and disease. And it's not people in general wrong in that. It's a very, how to say, it is by generations only that thought for these things have been changed. So it's not happened in a day. It's slowly people thought of moving or keeping aside these unanswered questions and want to enjoy more and more. But these things are there in the higher planetary systems also. But this is old age. There also 100 years lifespan. After that again, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kshine punya marta lokam vishanti. Kshine punya, whatever pious credits one perform by doing sacrifices or giving in charity or doing some philanthropic works, altruism, many isms. Again, one has to come here only, on this earth planet. And here the Lord is saying, and these Vedas also taking us step by step from Karma Kanda to Gnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda to Gnana Kanda, then from Gnana Kanda to Bhakti. But many times people refer Vedas for these three things only, for temporary material things only. They don't speak about the final achievement. That is, Lord here is mentioning. Even they look for Deva Bhogan. They want to enjoy. They're like Srila Prabhupada was mentioning in the lecture. Everyone wants to go to US, Europe. Why? To enjoy. To have a peaceful life. Well-established financial systems there. Let me go there. Let me enjoy. Sometimes one who drives car, they feel that, see, they compare actually. Driving on US roads is very easy than Indian roads. For small things also people start, that life is good. American life is good or European lifestyle is good. For small things also people refer to that kind of enjoyment because they understand that enjoyment is good, far better than this. But they don't understand there is a restriction system there also. Visa department. कोई भी जाना चाहता है वीसा देता है क्या? नहीं. मतलब रुकावट है. Similarly, even if one wants to go to these higher planetary systems, there are restrictions. One has to understand how one can go to higher planetary systems. Just not only thinking of that, going there, enjoying there, such kind of a thing, but one has to understand this also. The restriction systems. What are these restriction systems? They're also short, 100 years lifespan, but different calculations. The four unanswered questions, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. And fortunate enough, if we practice devotional service, take shelter of the Supreme Lord there. You know, higher planetary system, different rishis live, Tapaloka, Janaloka, higher elevated souls live there. And Swargaloka, demigods, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, the 33 कोटि देवी देवता सब लोग निवास करते हैं. और उसके ऊपर सत्यलोक है, ब्रह्मा जी. Brahma ji also 100 years. Brahma ji also has to die. So then, is that final thing? Going to heavenly planets? Or our try to go to higher planetary systems? Is it an intelligent question? Generally, we don't think of it much. We tend to skip because, see, for this I need peace of mind. But unfortunately, current situation, that is lacking. With small thing or bigger thing. And people do not take out time for this, making one's life peaceful, happy. They say, let me work hard, let me earn more, and I'll become happy. I'll be happy. That day will never come. If you have started your career from internship or probation period, which is very few amount, thousands, now you reach to good amount of lump sum. But when you are starting, you let me know, you are starting your career. What is your understanding? After 2 months. Okay. So what you see, what we think, okay, now I am getting this much of amount, say 10,000 or 12,000, 15,000. I am fulfilling my needs. And if I get 20 or 25,000, I will be happy and I don't want much, right? So we feel that, okay, and I don't see, I'm not greedy. People are greedy. Generally we see others only. Hare, I'm not greedy now. I'm not such a kind of a person. I'm happy. Now I'm earning 12,000. My needs, basic necessities are fulfilled. Okay, let me be like this. If 1 or 2 years, if I get 20K or 25K or 30K, I'll be happy and I don't work hard. I give my time to understand what is my life, and I give some time to my family life, to my children, society in general. One plan activities in that way. But as soon as one get the package of 20, 25, 30, whatever, are they able to do that? No. Again, changing. Target is changing. Desire. So, from this example only we can understand, or from this living condition only we understand, it is very difficult to understand the real goal of life. And for this, with this time only we are not able to give out time. Then how can we give there? And first people say, see, live in the current. Let me perform some pious activities. Let me go to the poor people, orphanages. Let me give something there in charity. Let me spend 1 day in a month. Slowly, slowly we will see. But that is not sufficient. Going higher and higher, one has to go. And in this, with these things, we have desires also along with this. ये करना है, ये बंगला करना है, वो गाड़ी खरीदना है, अभी उनकी आईफोन 5th जनरेशन आ गया, 11th जनरेशन आ गया, ये करना है, वो कर रहे हैं, ये खरीदेंगे, वो खरीदेंगे. ये तो इच्छा, भौतिक इच्छा बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं. और भगवान के पास जाएंगे. देखो, पंडित के पास जाएंगे पहले. पंडित जी बता दो मेरा कुंडली क्या करता है तो मेरा जल्दी हो सके. पहले ये मिल जाएगा ना, सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, पैसा मिल जाएगा, सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. तो इसको बढ़ाने की तरीका बता दो. People ask this only. And they say, okay, you worship sun god, go every Sunday, offer some teal, and early morning when you woke up, offer 1 glass of water and pray. Or if unmarried people want good wife, I'm trying for a wife, but I am not able to get. So I want a good wife. He says, go to Mother Parvati. She gives benediction, you will get a good wife. So people not trying to understand the real goal, they just think of the short term or just what we say, realistic goals. Nowadays people use realistic goals. The word realistic a lot. Realistic goals. अरे आप क्या बता रहे प्रभु जी, आसन में बैठ के कुछ भी बता रहे हैं, आप बड़ा बड़ा चीज बता रहे हैं. Say something realistic, what I can do at now. They do that and they go to these demigods where their power also comes from the Supreme Lord only. And just go for this, and once their desire is satisfied, they will be happy for some time. Again, same. So, one has to elevate oneself to higher and higher. Or one has to practice to go to the highest goal of life, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And not only this Vedas are saying, the conclusion of Vedas is this only. If one is, so generally we go for Bhagavad Gita marathon, generally we go out for distributing books. So when we approach people, प्रभु जी आपके पास वो पुराण नहीं है क्या, वेद है क्या, सामवेद है, यजुर्वेद है, वेदा के बारे में पूछता है. They want to read Vedas because many things are there in Vedas. We try to say them, Hare, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is more than Vedas. But people say, no, I want to read this part of Vedas which gives elevation of my current situation. And they look for Vedas only. But what Vedas is saying, Vedas is upgrading or helping person to upgrade oneself, to move higher and higher. The conclusion of Vedas, Krishna says in this Bhagavad Gita only. I'll read the translation. सर्वस्य शाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वम् अहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदमेव चाहम्. Krishna is saying, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of Vedas. So what Krishna is saying here? I am the compiler, or I am the knower of Vedas. And who is speaking this? Krishna himself. And why wish to stick to this Vedas rather than knowing the knower of the Vedas, the Supreme Lord Krishna? Even in 7th chapter also we read that Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Again in this verse also Krishna is saying this. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Krishna is saying that Vasudeva is sarvamiti. For everything, I am the one, Vasudeva. So, he is saying, Krishna is saying, whatever activity you do, whatever sacrifice, yajna you do, you perform, or whatever charity you dispose, or whichever demigod you worship, the ultimate or goal or conclusion is Vasudeva Sarvamiti. That Vasudeva is the Supreme Lord. Now, Prabhupada in the purport very nicely said, I'll read that. Unfortunately, those who are simply official students of Vedas become more interested in offering sacrifices to different demigods like Indra and Chandra. And Prabhupada is again mentioning, devotional service begins with chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And engage in pure devotional service to satisfy the Lord. Rather than performing that sacrifices, we can perform this sacrifice for this yuga, Kali Yuga. Yesterday only we celebrated. Now temple is very nicely decorated with beautiful flowers. Yes, we have celebrated yesterday only Gaur Purnima festival, where the Supreme Lord Krishna himself came in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver us from this conditional life. Lord himself personally came and he started this Sankirtan Yagna. This is also Yagna, Sankirtan Yagna. Yesterday, our senior devotee, His Grace Devaki Nandan Prabhu, was mentioning very nicely. See, people like to perform sacrifices, arranging puja, many brahmanas, yagna kund, and ghee, and say, Om Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Many आहाकारी मचा रहे, जितना करने के बाद भी आहाकारी मचा रहे, असली आनंद को प्राप्त नहीं है. But in this Kali Yuga, this is not our Yuga Dharma. For this Yuga, these sacrifices are not our Yuga Dharma. The Yuga Dharma, the Supreme Lord himself came to give this Yuga Dharma. We had beautiful sessions. Maharaj gave for from 4 days we were hearing Gaur Katha. Maharaj was very nicely explaining that these things, these sacrifices will help us to reach to certain point, again where we have to come back to heavenly planets, where again has to come back. And there are 4 bona fide sampradayas only giving this knowledge. And among that 4, because of lapse of time, I am just giving essence of this. Out of 4, only 1 sampradaya left, that is Madhva Sampradaya. And that too, that is also stopped in between only. Like how Krishna in this Bhagavad Gita says, Arjuna, I already gave this knowledge to sun god Vivaswan, but somehow it has been lost. Again I am giving to you. Like that, even Madhva Sampradaya also, that preaching the essence or the message of the Lord has been stopped. Then Lord himself came in the form of Lord Gaurahari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord himself came and gave and started this Sankirtan Yagna, chanting of the holy names of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, yesterday Prabhuji was mentioning this sacrifices and chanting of how this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this Sankirtan Yagna, how this is Yagna, Sankirtan is also Yagna. Yes, the bricks and the Yagna Kund, the bricks arrangement and the pile of sticks we do. Our ear is a Yagna Kunda. And a ghee is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when it goes into, our heart will get cleansed. And the Supreme Lord, sitting inside our everyone's heart as a super soul, will again, we read Vedanta Krit Ahameva Vedya. He gives remembrance, intelligence, forgetfulness of our past misdeeds, gives intelligence to uplift our current position. And remember that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, this Supreme Personality of Godhead himself as only shelter. If we fail to do so, आज लोग कितना लोग भगवान की दर्शन इधर बैठने के पहले दर्शन कर चुका है? कितना लोग भगवान की दर्शन किया? ओके, सब लोग किया ऑलमोस्ट। तो आज हम श्लोक में पढ़ रहे हैं, वो शब्द इधर भी है। क्या है वो? आप लोग नहीं देखते बाहर। हाँ, मैं बता रहे हैं, भगवान की दर्शन किया ना, ये श्लोक में हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं। सोमरस, महेंद्र लोका, इंद्रलोका, ये सब चीज़ के बारे में हम वृत्तांत सुन रहे हैं, चर्चा कर रहे हैं। आज भगवान की दर्शन में भी वो चित्र है। कितना लोग ध्यान से देखा? हम आए भगवान की दर्शन करने के लिए ना। हाँ, जो किया उनको पूछ रहे हैं। एनी आइडिया? हाँ, Som, about the shloka Krishna is saying, everyone wants to go to moon planet. And even the very science started from this only. Advancement started from moon only again. Landing on moon, which is not clear yet. Everything is talking about moon only. And today's shloka also. And today's RadhaRasbihari's Gaurnitai Sitaram Lakshman Darshan, the background is also moon, beautiful moon. Beautiful moon only. Everyone wants to go there and want to drink that soma juice. What is this? Soma puta papa. And people say, Prabhuji, soma juice किक देता है, मज़ा होता है, तो उधर जाके क्या, इधर भी सोमरस है, इधर भी सोमरस है। कभी कभी कुछ लोग ना भक्ति कर रहे, क्यों भक्ति कर रहे? ये उम्र में भगवान के पास क्या जा रहे? क्या ये उम्र में क्या क्या करना है? अभी क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग ने? जिंदगी को बर्बाद कर रहे हैं। पीपल से देखो, सैटरडे संडे वीकेंड्स मस्त हम सोमरस पीते हैं। आप लोग क्या सोमरस पीने के लिए कर रहे हैं ना भक्ति? वो लोग को लगता है सुख भोगने के लिए भक्ति कर रहे हैं। हायर प्लानिटरी सिस्टम्स, गोइंग टू हायर प्लानिटरी सिस्टम्स एंड एंजॉइंग देयर ओनली वी गेट हैप्पीनेस बाय ड्रिंकिंग सोम जूस। दे फॉरगॉट अबाउट द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड ओनली, दैट इज सेकेंडरी फॉर देम, विच इज प्राइमरी फॉर अस, फॉर अ डिवोटी इज सेकेंडरी फॉर देम। ट्रांसेंडेंटलिस्ट नो, बट they do not try, or they try but somehow they could not overcome that upasana they are doing, or speculation. But karma kanda do not think of that, going to the supreme lord only. और बचा जाना है इधर भगवान के पास, एक ही है। और ये जो heavenly planets, soma juice will free sins from everyone. But in this soma juice available in this world, material world, makes us to live a sinful life, to engage more and more sin and get stuck in this material world only. That's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, advented in this material world, in this Kali Yuga, especially in this Kali Yuga, to give us, everyone, an opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead by this Sankirtan Yajna. Hare Krishna. We'll chant the holy names of the Lord and welcome the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we can also do Yajna every day by chanting the holy names of the Lord. And attending these sessions will help us to understand the Supreme Lord, the knower of the Vedas. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.